No, Mama. Mama.
Hey, I'm John,
I'm Nate.
and this is our new host, Caleb. He will be joining us on a good few of these reviews, I would hope, whenever he's free. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Caleb. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope that my average Joe insight to these movies will make you feel better about yourself, even if you have a lack of knowledge of movies.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
We watched HauntedWeen. HauntedWeen, a
Fantastic
very
movie.
fun, schlocky horror movie made on like a $65,000 budget, something like that. I want to say
something like that. Yeah.
Pretty low. Higher than
regional.
some we've watched. But
yeah. It's but it's strange because I don't know if they what they used all of that budget on, because there's not a lot of gore, or like there's not a lot of things that you would see and think like, wow, damn, they spent $65,000 on this, you know?
yeah, you're right.
But that's not to like shit on the movie or anything. I think it was really fun. It's really good. I had never heard of this until I saw Vinegar Syndrome put out this like box set. I'll just flash it real quick. This Homegrown Horrors Volume 3, and the other two movies are terrible. They're really bad. Not even ones I want us to review, because I have no good things to say about the other two movies in the set. But when I watched HauntedWeen, I knew immediately it was something that I wanted to share with you guys. So,
Wonderful.
Caleb, HauntedWeen, what did you think about it?
I've never been a big fan of like slasher movies, so like I guess Kill Bill would be considered a slasher. It's not a type of movie that I'm into, but this movie, maybe it was the low quality, I don't know, but I thought it was just a very creative, simple, and it almost has a complexity to it that's kind of nice. That you kind of think a little bit. There's a little bit of a long drawn idea to the movie, but I thought for sure it was a fantastic movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's really good, in my honest opinion.
Absolutely. I think so too. John, anything you want to say about?
So it takes a little bit. Something I'll start off with a little bit of a negative. I'll be the negative Nancy. It takes a while to start up and get going, and I'll talk about it more later on. But we were talking about our ratings a little bit when we watched it a couple of days ago, and I was giving it pretty high praise then, but as I've thought about it, I may have rethought my rating. I'll just say that. But what I will say is when it gets there, when it gets to the climax of this whole story, it is worth it. The payoff is worth it. It's a really, really fun watch. A really good spin on the classic slasher. Amusement park involvement, always fun. It's a fun watch. It's definitely you don't show this to someone that you don't know likes these kind of movies or not. This is one of those that if you know somebody that likes like unseen horror movies, or like, random movies, this is going to be a fun one to watch. But I wouldn't say this is like an introductory one to get somebody into this kind of genre.
Right.
Yeah, the haunted house aesthetic of the movie, I thought was really cool. I really think that a lot of the humor kind of lands for me too, because everybody in this has like really good thick Southern accents, and it's very regional to West Virginia, which I think is where it was filmed. Kentucky, really? Okay.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Hell
Okay, that's even better. So Kentucky. So I didn't know that. I know that their money came from a local RC bottling company. They like lent them some money to make this movie. And there was like a few stipulations. It was like they had to include shots of RC Cola, and they had to have one of the workers that worked for RC had to be in the movie. And so I thought that was pretty funny too, learning that.
Yeah.
But the humor to me, yeah, it was really good. I think again those thick accents are just really they're just, I don't know, there's something about them. They're just, it makes me laugh because these are guys that like we see every day living in Alabama.
Yeah,
I mean,
Right.
these are the staples of like, and they do it so well. It's not like fake at all.
No, not at all.
When we watched what was it, Redneck Zombies, you could tell that the people in Redneck Zombies were not Southerners. They were just like making fun of, you know, rednecks.
Southern
So,
accent.
yeah. With this, it felt very genuine to me.
Almost
So,
natural.
Yeah, I thought it was
exactly.
really good. And a lot of the guys, I'm sure they were probably like actual college kids that were in a fraternity, and they just decided to shoot this movie. So
Most likely.
I think it's really good. It's effective for me because when I watched it, I was kind of blown away by that ending and the whole plot. So for anyone that doesn't really know, it's basically there's like a haunted house, and a kid accidentally kills this girl, and that sets up the story, right? You flash forward 20 years later, and there's a lot of like mystery around the kid, and so there are times where like when we watched it, I didn't even think about it initially, but like you don't really realize that he's wearing masks. You think that's just his face, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all like disfigured, and then you realize that he's wearing masks. That's not like I don't think that's a big spoiler or anything. Yeah, do you guys? I mean, okay. So there's that, and then you have these frat guys who are trying to raise money. I forget what for. It's to save their fraternity, right?
They haven't been paying their dues.
Yeah,
Their frat dues.
That's so silly, dude.
And so they've got to raise money to pay for the debt, and meanwhile, somebody comes to them and is like, "Hey, here's the key to this house, the haunted house that was ran, years ago." And so they decide to open it back up, and that's the plot. I love it. I thought it was such an interesting, unique plot. I don't know. I think it's great.
It's super
I
fun,
will
for sure.
agree with John, though. It is a little slow. It also has... For me, I felt like the romance was very out of place. There's like some romance with the main character, and I think that's a little out of place.
Almost forced in a way. It's not necessary to be in the movie, but why throw it in?
Yeah, it seems like an odd choice, just like directorily. Like it's, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but like just as a layman, it seems as like an odd choice to, especially with how the movie ends,
right?
And like it's not like it pays off in any significant way. It really feels like they were done with the movie, and then two of the actors were like, we want more screen time. What if these two characters had a romance, Doc? And like and then they filmed some extra stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it feels like.
I agree. Yeah.
Caleb, you wanna?
No, I definitely agree.
I didn't know if you were saying something.
No, you're good. I agree with John there. It's if they wanted screen time, there could have been a little bit more, of a chase, I guess. I'm trying not to like spoil anything, so I don't want to like say something that would spoil the movie. But I definitely think it was an unnecessary additive to the movie. It doesn't correlate to the story very well. I guess it's nice to have in a movie a romance most people like a romance, some sort of romantic storyline within a movie. But me personally, I didn't like the romance aspect of the movie at all.
Yeah, the romance feels very out of place, and then even for me, I felt like the nudity was a little weird. So like, it felt like it was thrown in just because it's a horror movie. Does that make sense? Like a lot of horror movies are notorious for having nudity, but it happens in such a random, weird way in this movie. Just random surprise nudity, which I don't mind. I just wish there was some kind of like,
Yeah,
I wish
there like
was
some kind of reason. Yeah,
Right.
some kind of reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess it's because it's frat guys and girls and college girls. They're wild, right? I guess maybe that's why. But it just it feels very out of place too.
Yeah, 'cause isn't that the only scene?
Well, there's one later on. I think there's one girl, but she gets something happens to her. That's what I was saying.
That's
But it's not for very long. It's like a few minutes, a couple of minutes,
and
maybe.
it's also the normal for the movies that I've seen. Most. I wouldn't necessarily say mainstream movies, but very popular movies in the 80s and 90s. It's almost like the status quo, if you will.
Yeah.
To have some sort of nudity in a movie.
Right. But it just comes at a shock at the
They like nudity in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And they still like it today. I mean, it's just movies look so different now. Nudity also looks different.
Absolutely.
So
for sure. It just for a movie like this, I don't know if I would have expected any nudity, but it's just kind of again off-putting because it just happens kind of in a weird way. Just
and it hits you in the face. Like
it's sudden, and then it's like they just I don't know. It's not where I think it would happen in the film. Like so. But it's not a bad thing. It's not horrible. I think for me personally, this movie, I want to say I would give it a. What was I gonna say? I think I give it a 4. 4 out of 5 is what I would give it. I want to say it's what I had said the other night. I mean, I've thought about it. I thought maybe it would drop after I thought about it some more, but again, even though it's slow, even though it has the the strange scenes, I think the overall premise grabs me so much, and the idea of it is just so cool. The ending is really weird.
Yeah,
really weird. But that doesn't. I think that to me adds to the movie because it's like, what the fuck did I just watch?
It's already a strange
100%.
film. Why not end it in a strange way?
Yeah. Yeah. That ending is very, very weird, and I almost feel like they didn't know how to end the movie, so they're like, let's just do this.
Why not?
And it leaves the door open for another if they wanted to. I mean, they with what happens. So maybe they wanted to make a franchise, but I really don't know.
I'd love to watch the sequel.
Dude, I would make a sequel. I would make a spiritual sequel. Me and John actually talked about that today, dude.
Yes.
If we were able to do that, pull that off, make a spiritual sequel. But no, I again, like I said, I really enjoyed this film. When I saw it, I knew I needed to show you guys. It's on Tubi, so if anybody's watching and wants to go see it, I did find out it was on Tubi. So Vinegar Syndrome's been doing this a lot lately. They put out underseen movies that you're not really able to find online, and then after they put out the Blu-ray and it's been out for a couple months, it gets thrown up on Tubi. So they take the same thing they did, the transfer, and they just throw it up on Tubi. So it's on there if anybody wants to see it. I'll pass the torch to one of you guys, John, maybe, if you want to give your thoughts on the movie and what you think it deserves rating wise.
So as I'd said before, I think last night what I'd given it was a 4.5. But thinking more about it and thinking about really how the pacing feels, I agree with your rating of a 4 out of 5. Because it really, like, it after I'd seen it, I was just in like I was in a state of like what huh, and like it had left me so confused, and so like how like why did that can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was giving it a little more praise than I should have, but I agree with 4. That's where I am at the moment. Is 4 out of 5.
Okay, Caleb, what do you think?
I mean, we've had 2 days to think about the film.
Yeah.
I think with all of us thinking about it, I agree with you there, John. You know, at the ending of the movie, you're so confused. You're in awe of how everything happened. I rated it very highly. I gave it a 5-star rating initially, but after thinking about it and kind of processing everything that I'd watched in the film, it's a solid 4. I would say it's on the higher end, leaning more towards a 4.5 for me, but it's absolutely a 4-star movie in my opinion, a 4 out of 5.
Absolutely. In thinking about like the movie itself, the characters, they're I know we talked a little bit about a little bit of everything with this movie, but I feel like we forgot to mention some of the characters, like Hank, for example. Hank is the star of the show to me. I thought, anyways.
Yes.
Every time he's on screen, I'm laughing. I thought he was really funny.
He's genuinely a funny character in all this commotion and craziness.
Yeah, he's the one that comes up with the idea. He says, "What? We're gonna have ourselves a Hellraiser fundraiser." No, it's the opposite. We're gonna have a fundraiser Hellraiser. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
What?
He's
so good.
all about fun.
Oh yeah,
all about it.
Yeah, and then the scene where this isn't too spoilery. I mean, this is just like side stuff that happens. It's but they're having a party. He's letting people into the party, and these girls show up to the door, and he's just casually like, "You girls 18?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're 18." It's like, "All right, get in there." And then
$3.
Yeah, that's what it was. $3. And then they're walking in and he goes, "Fucking kids," or something, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
what? Damn kids.
That's it.
He's losing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And his outfit.
Making irresponsible decisions.
Oh, his attire, yeah. He's wearing like a butler outfit, but then like he's wearing those like the bright salmon pink.
Yes.
Yes.
Salmon colored board shorts.
Fantastic.
It's so good. So everything said, I really like this movie. It's one that I think I can like have fun showing people. I know you said a little bit about like, showing somebody that has never seen something like this. It might not be a good introductory one, but I kind of disagree. Like, I think this one would be like a really good introduction, because I think, and again, everybody has their own opinion, but I think
for sure.
I think that
I mean, it's about time.
Yeah. Exactly. We always agree on stuff, but I think like the comedy of this movie, at least for us as Southerners, people who live in Alabama, I think the comedy could really grab other Alabama, Southerners that see this. I think the humor is very like regional.
I definitely think locally it would work a lot more of the time. As to a general audience, like if you plucked 1 out of the 8.8 billion, I don't know.
I think if you were to take a handful of Southerners, it's almost a comfort film, because the scenery is similar to what we have here in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi. The accents are similar. It's a life familiar to a lot of people that live in the South.
Yeah, it would be cool if we could get like a screener and do a screening of this movie somewhere here locally and see how well it did.
That would be
funny. Yes. I would love to see how many people showed up and
we should just
watch it.
We should try to butter up AMC somehow.
Yeah.
Go to the drive-in theater.
Yeah,
Go to the
We
drive-in.
should make a drive-in theater.
yeah. I
Yes,
would
we
love to
could.
open my own, dude. That would be sick.
That would be
Dude,
awesome.
there's a scout house locally. See if we can get the
Yes.
scout house here out in
Oh
Vinegar.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
you can rent it.
I wonder
actually.
how big.
Yeah,
I wonder how
that's cool.
much like an actual big screen is for that.
Yeah.
Like a big
Mhm.
screen for projecting movies.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's something we should look into.
Absolutely.
Maybe sometime in the future do a local screening of
Haunted
HauntedWeen.
Ween.
That would be incredible. Dude,
See how
we
many
have to charge
people walk
$3.
out.
You would have to. Well,
$3?
let's think about it.
$3.
If we're
Yes.
talking party, $3.
We have to-
If we're talking haunted house, $5.
$5.
Yeah, that's
We turned
right.
this guy house into a haunted house
Yes.
to go
We
through
did
after the
that,
movie.
Yeah, that would be sick, dude. We all dress up like frat guys.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm down. 90s frat attire, solid. I'd wear it all
So
day long.
good. I think we're getting off topic a little bit, but nonetheless, I think I think this is a great movie. Well, you guys got anything else you'd like to say about HauntedWeen?
No, I think this is a movie that has to speak for itself.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah.
sure. I
You
just
won't
hate
know
that it's
anything about the film unless you watch it.
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. I hate that it's packed in this set though, and I know I mentioned that earlier, but Jesus, dude, I own this set and Deadly Love and
Dude,
Revenge. I could just throw those movies out and keep HauntedWeen. That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys had seen this, but this is the cover, by the way. If you
Oh, that
can
looks
see
good.
that, it's his mask.
Oh, nice.
It's
That looks
They did.
good.
new artwork, but it's not. I don't think it's any better. It's just the kid with the red mask. If you can see that,
Mhm.
just thought that was cool. I didn't know if you guys had seen any of the artwork, but anyways, I guess that concludes our review, right? Our video for HauntedWeen.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell below to be notified on all future videos. And before we say we'll let Caleb do the actual outro, okay? Because Caleb's our new member, right?
Nice.
Hey, man.
Yes.
Hey, take it easy. Don't put that pressure on me, man. Don't put that
It'll be
pressure
all
on me.
Be alright.
Is there
Normally
like,
just
hold
saying,
on.
we'll see you next time. So
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. Please watch HauntedWeen. It'll change your life forever.
I gotta put you
Wait.
front and center.
What was Nate gonna? What were you gonna say, Nate?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that that's just where we normally conclude, and
Gotcha.
just say like
Gotcha.
we'll see you next time. You can just say what you'd like. I mean, you're
Yeah, for
front
sure.
and center, man.
Well, thank you for watching. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. It may change your life. We'll see you next time.